What is up, everybody? This is Debo of Debo's Film Reviews, and I'm going to review Boss Level, starring Frank Grillo, Naomi Watts, Mel Gibson, featuring Michelle Yeoh and Ken Jeong, and Will Sasso too. Man, I gotta say, I saw this movie on Hulu a few days back, and I was just like, whoa! Talk about some epic badassery. I mean, I mean, woof. This film is like Groundhog Day as an action movie. You know, it's kind of like Groundhog Day meets Grand Theft Auto. And talking about how badass this film was, where this former Black Ops operative is sort of investigating his wife's disappearance, and then of course he's scratch it. I meant her supposed death, but not to give out too many spoilers. But she doesn't die and was just strung along by Gibson's character, the Colonel. Of course, is like this running this defense plant, and she's working a super weapon, and not only does Roy, who was Frank Grillo's character, has to save his wife, he's got to save the world too and reconnect with his son Joe. I mean, in a various time loop of how he dies like multiple times, and it shows like attempts like random numbers like number 4, number 21, blah blah. But man, about the action scene in the beginning of the movie where he's like comes with a guy in a sword and then takes it down, and then the helicopter, and he's just like throws a knife through a window and poof at the helicopter gunner, and then hops in the conveniently placed car after jumping out a window and landing on a conveniently placed truck going by, and then on some attempts, sometimes he fails and has to relive again. Like the deja vu Groundhog Day type scenario. And then he steals this convertible Challenger, and then talking about some funny scenes when he's got it. He's trying to steal a car, and the dude's always going at that scream, and he's done it so many times. He impersonates him to a T most times, and then gotta have some side characters like Wan Yin. Because she's always killed him a couple times. It was always like she goes, "I am Guan Wen, and I have done this each time." And then he has to learn martial arts from Michelle Yeoh, and then after being friends with a guy who runs the diner, who of course is played by Ken Jeong, and then woof, and then of course he's trying to figure out how these assassins keep trying to track him, and oof, like between like the one scene he dies in the diner, and then over times he wrecks the car, and then because he don't time out a chase perfectly, like crashes through the window of a bus, and then he has to. Then he tries to reconnect with his son, and then has to die again to stop him from getting killed too. And then of course he has to get to Mel Gibson's character, and then which of course is Boss Level, because not only he's a good with gun, but he has to learn martial arts in order to take down Guan Yin. And also Will Sasso's character, who's like the the top lieutenant of Mel Gibson's character, and man, and talking about some badass right there. And I gotta say, Mel Gibson plays a good villain. It's kind of like how in his younger days, Mel Gibson was always known for a good guy playing good guys. You can say now, old man Mel is now known for being one of the great bad guys in action movies. And and talking about a good bad guy in that one, he is. I mean, just strings strings Roy along, makes him think his wife is dead, and then one scene he back to where he's bonding with his son, and then over video games, and then turns him over to Street Fighter, which of course video games I had to say were highly influenced by this. I mean, for a game that's closest to a proper take on, I'd say if they ever made a good Grand Theft Auto movie. Not saying that they never made a bad one, which they hadn't even made an actual Grand Theft Auto movie yet. Although Ron Howard did do a movie called Grand Theft Auto in the '70s, but that's completely unrelated for now. And of course, when he's trying to figure out figure out what his purpose was and why he keeps reliving it, that his last day and all, and then oof, I mean, I mean, talk about some funny scenes when he's got to take some pliers and all have to apply and track. He's got tracking ships and everything, and then finds out the girl he slept with the night before in a bar was also an agent at Plant Trackers on him, and he had to thing where he's in the bathroom. He's got to check for trackers and all because the guy, I don't know, for some reason is also some sort of expert on bugs. And woof, I mean, this movie here is action packed. I mean, practically one of the best movies of 2021, and I'm seeing that for an original for Hulu, and practically the first Hulu original I ever watched. Man, talk about some epic levels of badassery and the perfect casting of by Frank Grillo. And I mean, if they ever do an Expendables 4, he has to be in it. I mean, from his performance in Crossbones in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to this, I mean, boss level, I'm gonna just flat out say a straight 5 out of 5. I mean, I don't really say that much about original content from streaming site services, but hey, first time for everything. All right, y'all. I hope y'all liked it. Enjoy. Leave some recommendations and subscribe. Enjoy, people.